Yeah, so I'm Dustin Harris. I'm a developer from Seattle, and this game is Puppet Pandemonium. So Puppet Pandemonium is a puppet show / video game where all of the characters are played by audience members, including the puppets themselves. And the puppets are basically these Twitch streamers, and they're playing this game, they're telling this story, and then as they go along, they find out that actually somebody doesn't like it that they're streaming these games on Twitch. There's also audience members who are able to play as well, and they're kind of like a support role for the puppeteers. It's really all about the puppets. This show is a video game, but it's really all about the performance of the people who are playing the puppets. So it's actually pretty standard setup. We have an Arduino inside of there, and then everything is wired up to one Arduino, which is actually kind of crazy because there's 13 inputs on an Arduino and there's 13 buttons in this game. So like literally we're using like every single pin on the Arduino for this game. Yeah, so the Arduino is actually just via USB. One of those red wires is hooked up to my laptop, and then the wires are connected to all the buttons, and then you can also see the wires going down below the puppet stage, and those are connected to the puppets in the back as well. So the game is built in Unity. So actually, there's 5 of us who worked on this project, and we're all VR developers in Seattle, so we use Unity for that already. And we met at a VR hackathon, and we were like, well, VR is cool, but obviously if we build a puppet show, that would be the best game ever. We had one guy who built this, he like designed this puppet theater and like built this and like used like a CNC router to like cut everything out. And it all kind of slots together. It's kind of this like amazing setup over here. We actually, and the guy who built it does like this like AR app that helps you like with setup for boost and installation. So there's actually like an AR app you can use to like rebuild it. It's like totally over-engineered, but we've got like an app so other people could build it as well. The puppets are actually all like hand sewn, like everything is super DIY over here. So funny story, they have these big red and blue buttons, and like basically like 5 years ago I was just like placing an order on SparkFun, and I was like, someday I will need a big red button. I don't know when that day will be. And 5 years later, today is the day. Yeah, so the original idea behind it, or one of the ideas behind it, is one of our team members doesn't really like public speaking, like they're kind of nervous about it, and so they wanted like to play a game that would kind of force them outside of like their comfort zone and like to try funny voices or try to present in front of an audience. And I think we've seen some of that today. Like people seem kind of like quiet as they're like waiting in the audience, and they'll get up there and they'll just like have at it. Like ever since childhood, I think people have been like waiting for this moment to like play Sesame Street themselves, basically.
Cool, perfect.